Hey, this is Mike Lindsay from Vital MX, and as you can see before me, I've got a 2023 KTM 250 SXF, and it is equipped with the all-new FMF 4.1 RCT, full titanium exhaust system, even with the pretty carbon cap, and just spent a little bit of time riding with this bike, and we're here to give you guys kind of our thoughts on where it was better, worse, fitment, the whole 9 yards. First off, of course, everybody's very familiar that FMF has a great relationship with KTM. Even though they aren't on the factory level 250 right now, they are with the Rockstar Husky team, KTM off-road programs, a lot of their support teams like the AEO guys. So they definitely got access to this bike early and got to put a lot of development into this new platform and get a race-ready system. Like I said, they've got on with the Rockstar Husky guys. So this is, again, their full system, titanium can, mid-pipe, head pipe with the new Megabomb. If you notice, it's the new style one we've seen with the teams running for last year, more of a square design. It's changed up the volume in a few things. Installation, very simple. Combination of just, I think, them working with these guys for so long, getting the feedback from the teams on making it easy to swap, and just also KTM's design in general. The head pipe is literally one bolt to the engine mount that has a little hanger, and then the head pipe's just a flange that goes over the exhaust flange and uses 2 springs to put it on. It takes 10-15 seconds, it feels like, to get the old one off, another 10-15 to put the new FMF on. The can, the only thing that's really difficult with it, and it's just more of the stock KTM design, is the 2 bolts there behind the side plate. They come out easy, but just guiding them through the can from the little holes in the side plate sometimes can be a little difficult, but it's just those 2 bolts. And if you have the pipe spring on from the mid pipe to the head pipe, you pop that off, can slides right out. There's a lot of room going past the shock spring in the rear of the bike, so putting the whole system together was quite simple. You reuse a lot of the hardware from the stock KTM, like their rubber grommets on both the head pipe and the 2 in the can. You reuse their spacers and their hardware. There's no actual hardware that comes with this KTM system. Does not come with a pipe spring puller, so make sure you have one when you change it. And other than that, you just need a 10mm and 8mm T-handle socket, etc., and you're good to go. Fired up a little bit louder than stock, not a ton though. More of an aggressive tone, very pleasing to the ear. Blipping around the stand just definitely sounded a little bit freer, a little bit more exciting. Get it out on track. First off, talking about this new platform KTM, they went up and made a lot of engine changes to this bike. It's really good mid-range to top, even more than the screamer that the KTMs already were, but they definitely gave up a lot of bottom end, which I was really hoping we could get a little bit of improvement back. There was definitely some of that there. There was a little bit more of a snap and hit off the bottom, kind of building into a little bit more exciting power into the mid-range. So the bike feels like it has more recovery character. When you would bury the bike with the stock pipe on it and you let the RPMs get too low, it would take a while to get going. You're using a lot of clutch action, trying to get the engine to recover. Going to the FMF, it just frees it up. Once you kind of get into that power off the bottom, it starts a lot earlier and it builds into the mid-range a lot cleaner, definitely a lot less clutch input, and when you get a little bit better recovery character, it definitely just helps make your lap times a little bit more consistent. You can definitely feel a difference there. The absolute top end of the power doesn't feel drastically different. It does have a little bit better character how it gets into the limiter. The stock system, with the stock system on, the engine almost feels like it runs into the limiter a little too quick. The FMF almost tapers a little bit the last bit, and it gets a little bit softer hit into the limiter, so it's a little bit safer. I feel like when you're revving the bike out of a corner and second on jump face, you don't quite get into that nose over character of the engine if you run in the limiter too quick, so that's a little bit better. The only really negative I have for performance is right off the bottom, like if you let the bike drop almost all the way to idle coming into a corner, even though the stock pipe doesn't have a lot of power down there, it is a little bit more connected feeling. This system has a little bit of a dead spot, and then it picks up, like I said, with a hit that runs a lot earlier in the RPM range. So right off the bottom, a little dead, and then when it hits, it can be a little bit on the jerky side in ruts, so I just had to be a little bit conscious to try to stay above that. I would also consider maybe a gearing change depending on the track you're riding, because I think the boost in power could be used depending on your riding style. You could go up or down a tooth, and I think either could be a really good complement to the power added by this pipe, again, from that low into mid-range, which, again, this bike is a lot better mid to top, so getting back some of the gains it lost from low to mid really just makes it an overall more rounded package. Other than that, really, like I said, no negative. It's very simple to put on. There's definitely some solid power gains. However, we did test, again, the full titanium system. That thing will run you $1,249.99 as it's pictured here. A full stainless aluminum system, still with the carbon cap, would run you $999.99. And then a slip-on system, I'm not quite sure off the top of my head, I think it's in the low $600 range or so. Pretty much any of the exhaust manufacturers will admit that stock KTM headers are pretty hard to beat. So I would be a betting man. I'd say a lot of the gains we felt here are probably more related to the exhaust can, their core design and things of that nature. So if you want a bit of the performance we're talking about here without breaking the bank, the slip-on would definitely be a good option. Get the note, the cool look and everything without getting closer to that $1,000 range. So either way, all three are a good option, but I would definitely lean more downrange towards the stainless or aluminum options if it were my wallet being spent on this one. So if you guys enjoyed this, if you have any questions, anything you want broken down a little bit farther on this, please throw it in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and check us out in the next video.